When I was young, I always looked at magazine covers saying that I want to be on a magazine cover. You know, well-built people was something that always intrigued me. And this,
So that pulled you all the time, from a young age.
I remember when my mom went to CNA or whichever shop, you know, I always ran to the magazines and I was like looking at the covers and I want to look like this one day. Yeah, and I've done it. I've done probably 9 front covers locally and internationally. Awesome. On fitness magazines all around the world, and it's been an interesting journey. Yeah.
Were you a sporty type? Were you an academic type?
I think I was. My dad was a runner, and my dad did the Comrades Marathon 14 times. 14 times? Yeah, and I think his best time was just over 6 hours. We placed like 71st or 72nd.
Jeez, that's amazing.
Which was incredible. And my dad was actually very strict on me, and he didn't want me to do any other sport but running.
Okay, interesting.
So, and I did really well in it. Not necessarily saying that I loved running, but you know, that's what my dad wanted me to do, and that's what I did. So my entire high school career, you know, I was unbeatable in the 1,500 long distance running, and when it comes to 800 and 400, I was always in the top 3. But I think, and I always use this as an example, where my determination comes from is definitely that breathing of a person behind you.
Yes.
You know, when you're running, and I always remember it, and I use that in all my businesses that I've started it and been successful at, is know there's always going to be somebody behind you that's going to chase you. And I always hear that person's breath, and that's what determined me to always just push harder and run faster. Amazing. And I still use that till today. So yeah, I just did running, to be honest. That's the only sport I've done.
So what I pick up is a great foundation from your dad in terms of work ethic. Yes. and in terms of drive. He drove you, and he drove you like a champion, because you are champion. Yeah. He drove you. He didn't promise you X, Y, Z. He said to you, you can be better. There's someone that's pushing to take your first spot. 100%. And I think that's your love language from what I pick up.
For sure, yeah.
And that gave you the drive.
Yeah, and you know, my biggest disappointment was I did essays, and it was the last year of school. I was in matric, and I'd always won 1,500 meters. So I was chosen for the South African team, and I went to essays, and there was only 6 runners. And I'll never forget, there were only 6 runners, and I came 6th.
You came 6th.
And my last run ever. And that was, I never ran again.
If you enjoyed this content and you would like to see more, please visit our Mid-Mac Masterclass channel on YouTube. That's where the magic happens. Bye-bye.